See, we got a lot of great business ideas, but it's hard to expand if your own people boycotting you.
Right.
I'm gonna just say that we boycott ourselves the most. We talking about, oh, we can't make money. We the ones be boycotting each other. Let's just be real with it.
That's what Dr. Amos Wilson said. He said the same thing. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Shady Jackson, back with another collaboration here on the YouTube channel, guys. I really appreciate you being here. For those of you who see that young man next to me, all right, we know who he is, but some of you guys don't know who he is. He's a legend over here in the Black manosphere space and community. But I will let him mention his name and what his channel is all about.
Yeah, man, Rom Wills back at you with yet another collaboration to, quite frankly, the greatest man in the Black manosphere, because he's put so many people on, Shady Jackson. And, you know, my main thing is self-development for men. You know, I'm talking about man gets woman, but even more than that, man becoming the best version of himself. Best version of himself, doing everything he can on all levels. So definitely check out my channel. And, you know, I just want to thank O'Shea, because when I first got started, had like I don't know, 20 subs. O'Shea was like checking me out and like shouting me out. So I always appreciate him for that. So when he calls and say, hey, let's do something, it's a matter of, okay, I'm there. That's all we need.
All right. And I definitely thank you for your kind words, Rom. Give him a round of applause, editors, for Uncle Rom coming through. And Rom, you know, also, you know, Rom, he don't like to talk too much on the WhatsApp. So you got to get right to the business when you want to do something. Or are you going to have to send that PayPal or something? Because Rom don't play. Your money is time with Rom. So I was definitely glad for him and his expertise to come and build with us as African-American men. And Rom, you know, I'm a big fan of your business channel. You know, you've really inspired burgeoning entrepreneurs such as myself, because I was not able to meet people like you coming up. And so, you know, just our, you know, being able to talk to you, I've been able to learn a lot through your channels. I'm pretty sure a lot of Black men will learn also. But you're an excellent entrepreneur. You give great advice. And one of the problems that we have as Black men, Rom, is we have a lot of brothers that we have a big economy as far as Black men with big spending power, and we have a lot of opportunities that we can make money. You talk about that all the time on your channel. But a lot of brothers, they recognize that a Black man has talent and that they want something from him, but they don't know how to go about it the right way. And it's like a dusty business practice or a bad business practice, and we don't know how to really add value to each other to do anything, Rom. How do we get across from that, and how do we get away from that?
You know what? Even if you're doing business with a brother, you really gotta check them out. Seriously. Like what? Now, not even so much for business with me, but just in general. I always say, go out and verify my information. Go out and verify it. Because, you know, you got some people out here that say, yeah, you can make all this money, you support this, or you get this and all of that. And they taking advantage of somebody just wanting to make money. And that's one of the biggest scams going. You know, you got to check out everything. Check out my stuff. Check out O'Shea's stuff. Check out everybody's stuff first. Try to get some idea. Okay, are they doing what they say they're going to do? Are they doing it for themselves? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. But see, a lot of people just in general, they looking for that get rich quick thing, or that quick money. Everything happens. They say they can get that quick money. Let me tell you something about business.
Okay.
It takes a while to build. I don't care what it is. If somebody say they jumped into a business and was making millions in 6 months, hey, I want to talk to them, and I need them to show me the whole program. And I'm like, you know what? How much you want for me to learn this to make sure they actually are who they say they are? But see, it's very easy right now. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of talk about crypto and everything. Now, I don't have nothing against it. You got some legit people there, but you got some people who aren't so legit. Everything. You might have some people talking about, yeah, you can make all this money on YouTube. Let's use this for an example.
Okay.
Yeah, just get a YouTube channel. Just get it. You know how much work you got to do to get where you
Hello.
How much work Dang, you can't just get on there and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do some videos." Okay, yeah, you compete against a million other people. You got to have
Right.
something. You got to think
Right.
about, okay, what's your message? How you presenting that message? Who you presenting that message to? And that's just YouTube. I don't care what it is. You got to, if you're going to jump in any business, do your research. Do your research. And don't just go off for somebody say, hey, you can make millions this way. You can make millions selling ant farms if you know how to market and all of that.
That's true.
You can, but but it's so much that go into it. Can you do the little stuff? You got to have a foundation. Once again, using YouTube, do you have a message? Can people relate to you? Can you present? There's a lot of people who have, I've seen a lot of people, you just randomly check out their videos, but they boring as hell.
Right.
There's nothing to really draw you in.
Right.
And they might be saying some very good information, but you can't sit through their video.
Right.
Because you
Right.
like nodding off. It's like, okay, that's
Right.
not good marketing.
Okay.
Because one thing in business, you got to have good marketing. And then you just got to, here's the bottom line. It's like someone said about a restaurant, right? Or cooking. I saw this on the Food Network. No matter what, the food got to taste good. You still got to have a good product no matter what. So this
Right.
it is so much. There's no such thing as easy. Like using
Right.
a YouTube example. I remember when I first started YouTube, I'm working a full-time job. Got to come home, record something, get it edited, get it up.
Right.
It was tiring.
Right.
And now I'm not working, I'm working totally for myself now. But even then, there's so many little things you got to look at.
Okay.
You got to look at and everything. Like there was a video I just put up today, and a couple comments said there was no audio. And I've seen that comment on plenty of people's videos, but that's on YouTube side. But all of a sudden, instead of resting up for this interview,
yeah, you had to go and fix all of it.
I was checking all over. I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me check on this. Let me check on Google. Let me check on Microsoft Explorer or whatever they call it now. I checked on my smartphone. I was about to like power up my iPad and say, hold up, let me check it there. Everything was all right. But that whole thing, it's like, okay, let me look into that. But that's something, I think that's something on YouTube side. I've seen that complain a whole lot.
Right.
So, but that's what happens in business. Ain't no
business.
Easy thing.
Right.
It's hard. We're just using YouTube. But what happens when it's something else? It could be anything. I don't care what it is. And you got to do the work. There's nothing easy about it. And you gotta know it. But you got some people, they're gonna come, hey, I can teach you to do this, and they can teach them. Those courses, they get just enough out of you.
Right.
Get some money out of it. Then when you fail or something, they say, oh, you just didn't do something right.
Okay.
No, you didn't teach them right. You just use them.
Let me ask you this, because since before, like, I started listening to your stuff about when I came on about 2015, I think 2016. So when I got acquainted with you, because Obsidian was the one that knew who you were. And what I started to see was like, okay, a lot of these black men were coming in on the internet that, guys like yourself, Antoine Wade, brothers like Kevin Samuels, all these different black men coming from all across the country. And we started to kind of, trying to add some value to each other, which a lot of guys at the top, did do very well. I'm one of the guys, some you one of the guys too. But one of the things that we were able to do is build some value and rapport. Even I don't mind spending money with you and things like that, or whoever else. And that's why we have the relationships that we have in the community, because as entrepreneurs, we understand that that your time is valuable, or my time is valuable, or whatever. But a lot of our brothers can't understand that, and dealing with they will understand how to pay money maybe to somebody white or somebody Arab, but that situation where we have a lot of opportunity and brothers don't want to compensate for certain things. And we have a lot of opportunities in our economies here. And I see your face already, but how do we get past the hookup phase that we see a lot of times in Black America?
You know what? And that's some tough thing, because that gets into some psychology. We probably need some psychologists, historians, everything, because we do have that problem. You know, we'll go to the Asian hot dog vendor. He charge $3.75 for a hot dog, and we're gonna spend it. And the hot dog probably don't taste like. We'll go to
Right.
that white hot dog vendor, pay $5 and stuff. It's still spending. It still don't taste like shit. The brother, he got it, man. The brother take his time, cut it, put all the stuff in it. I actually see the brother do that and stuff. He take his time. He put some love into be the best thing ever. We'd be like, what, $3? Nah, man, come on, man. You can't give it to us for $1, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You
Right.
How you gonna do? Man, I ain't paying no $3 here and go pay that $3.75 or $5 to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, wait a minute. If you give that man what his value is, he makes money. But then here's the thing, and see, brothers and sisters, especially brothers, got to see this. If we support that man who's doing good business, let's be clear, don't hook up anybody or try to pay money to somebody giving you some lousy shit. We still got to do great work. But you providing a great service, a great product, pay him the full price. Pay him the full price, because then as they grow as a business, they can provide a job for another black person, for another black man, or they can train some young people. They might the hot dog vendor, they can expand from being on the street to like a little restaurant, to 3 restaurants, to franchising. So all you doing is paying that man his full price for his stuff, showing some appreciation, advertising. They can create businesses for 1,000 other black men. And I'm saying men, but yeah, black women too, or whoever.
Yeah.
He can provide business. You pay the service and stuff. We shouldn't be afraid to do that, because if that business expands, that helps us.
Yep.
That helps us. Well, if you helping that guy out and you paying him his full price and everything and tipping him, he expand. You got a son or a daughter or a nephew or something need a job. He come by there and say, "Oh yeah, you always support. Okay, yeah, bring him on."
That's a great point. Say that again, Rom. They didn't hear that part.
Hey, you support him, he can support your family, because his business is expanding. Because see, that's the problem. See, we got a lot of great business ideas, but it's hard to expand if your own people boycotting you.
Right.
I'm gonna just say that we boycott ourselves the most. We talking about, we can't make money. We the ones be boycotting each other. Let's just be real with it.
That's what Dr. Amos Wilson said. He said the same thing.
Yeah, because I've seen, like in the DC area, I've seen some black-owned restaurants selling mostly like soul food, rib stuff like that. You couldn't get in there for the whites in there. The whites be in there lying outside the door, sitting back at the table, chilling, everything, trying to bust in line. And we acting like, nah, I ain't spending money there. But we'll go to that Asian place. We'll go to that Asian place that got a bulletproof shield up and everything.
Right. And be spending money all day. I'm glad you mentioned.
Be dirty.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Some of the food other places do be having problems, and you'll have that issue. But let me talk about this though. You mentioned something. I want to get back to the expense. So black men understand why it's important that if you talked about something that's important. If you have great service or great work, because we want to talk about the entrepreneur side. A lot of black entrepreneurs, they feel like, well, I have a business, you should support what I do.
No.
But they're not trying to be competitive. And we were talking a little bit before our interview started, and I was talking about I try to make my videos try to be as competitive on the international level for our audience as we can be, because our guys deserve it, right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to compete to give them a reason why they should watch me every day. I'm trying to make great videos for the brothers because they deserve it if I want cater to them. But a lot of entrepreneurs don't feel like my service or product needs to be at the best level, but you should support what I do, even though my service or our product isn't great. Let's address that, because there's a lot of black people who feel that way.
And see, that's the problem. That's a big problem right there. Yeah, we can want to support a black-owned business as much as possible, but you got to give a great service. What good is me supporting your service and it doesn't help? What good is me supporting your service or your product, the product fall apart or the service is lousy? What good is it? I remember coming up, my grandmother, she would always hook up somebody who's just getting started in business. She let this guy paint our house, and we had to go behind him to clean up, talking about he ain't need a drop cloth, he's just that good and all that. We were doing more work. See, you want to do great business because you want repeat customers. See, you got to think about it like this. Say you're a black business, you're a black businessman, you doing something, you got the product or something. People, you want repeat customers. See, if you treat somebody who's trying to buy your service because you're black, like, oh, I ain't gonna give them the best service or something, they's like, okay. They're gonna tell other people, don't support them. Then when they go out of business, no, we're gonna support our own. So you ain't get great service. See, one of the things in business, you want repeat customers. I don't care what it is. I don't care what your business is. You want people to come back. So you gotta give them great service. You gotta give them a great product. You want them to keep buying your product when it runs out. Like saying you selling shea butter or something. That better be some good ass shea butter because you want people to keep buying it.
Right.
That's business. If you got it, I'm gonna tell you what, any business, I don't care what you in, repeat customers is a great secret.
Yes.
If they keep coming back, shoot, you support it. You need a core group. I say a core group of people. Like some people, for whatever reason, might drop off. And it might not even be your fault. They might move away, or they might have some personal against you, or even with great service, somebody ain't gonna like it. Okay. But you want most of the people to like their service. You want most of the people to like the product. And then that's your advertising. You don't have to market as hard. They'll go tell other people. They will go tell other people. Like, okay, like I'm not as big as you online, but plenty of people have like referred my channel. They say, hey, I told my friends about it. And you even a better example. I see your name in videos had nothing to do with you. And people don't realize, even if they trying to go in on you, they advertising for you. See, you want to be, you want repeat cut. You want to be better. And see, here's the thing about it. Every single business out here, I don't care what it is, there's some competitor. You just want to beat them to keep the money coming. Even if you're giving good service, there's somebody giving it just better. And maybe instead of charging like, I don't know, $100 for a service, they say, well, I'm gonna charge $89.99. If people get better service at $89.99, guess who they're gonna go to?
Exactly.
But if you're charging now 100 but 200, but you give your best service, all people will say, hold up, I'm paying for this great service.
There you go.
Then good customer service as well. See, you got to think. You provide, ultimately in business, you provide a service or a product. It's either one or the other. Like on YouTube, we primarily providing a service. Whether it's entertainment, whether it's infotainment, whatever it is. So you want to still keep up what you're doing. You want to keep up what you're doing. And especially you want people to keep coming back. You want sticky information. People are going to keep coming back to it. But you got to do a good job, because I'm gonna tell you what, the worst thing, if you consistently doing a bad job, you might as well start looking for a job somewhere, because you ain't gonna have that business too long.
That's true.
That's the thing. It got to be consistent. It got to be consistent, and then you got to maintain that consistent, and then gradually move up. Because people, I don't talk about it enough, but people don't know how much I like just look at little things and say, okay, let me tweak this. Oh, okay. I keep tweaking it. I might not say anything. Like, I can just tell you just the quality of my videos from when I first began to now has improved. And I still be just casually looking at cameras, everything. You know, seeing about every little thing, lapel mics, everything. You know, like even for this, now I'm using a different mic for this, but there was another one I use now. I'm like, okay, if I'm on StreamYard, I can still use this mic, but I got to get something to plug into it so I can hear and everything. Everything is good to go. So I'm like constantly. And you got to do that. And I'm going to tell you something, with a black business especially, let's just be real. We just got to be real with it. It's always going to have higher scrutiny.
Right.
It's always, I don't care what it is. You can have, everybody else can have some lousy ass shit. But if it's a black business, oh, come on, you know it. I remember I worked at this store that sold African sculptures and clothing. Ran by this sister, this fine sister. Good Lord. I ain't gonna lie, she older, but yeah, loafer. Loafer's a fat. No, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. She, good God. But I remember she came in. When I first started, I'd just be sitting there chilling. She said, Ron, we don't get that many people in here. There's no reason there shouldn't be any dust. Just shouldn't be any dust in here. So she got me to a point I was cleaning. And she said, you know, people come into a black business, they're going to look for some dirt, something. So I got to the point I was cleaning, just, and it was nothing. There's nothing to it. But I remember one time I had everything clean. She took me to the back storage room, back corner. Nobody's going to come back there. She said, Ron, what's that? It was some dust in a little spot. She said, Ron, you got to mind. She told me, because she was very good at business. She said, it's a black person. You got to have the mindset that everything, every single piece got to be spotless because everything is looked at. Mm-hmm. And that's just it. But see, that's kind of a good thing because you know there's many black-owned businesses that got exemplary service, making millions. They ain't getting the press they should, but they doing very well because we know I got to be better. Right. And even for the greater community, for ourselves, because you know how we are. Get back to that hot dog example. You know, it's just like we jump on each other. I mean, we hard on each other. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We hard on each other. Another race do the exact same thing. Oh, people don't even think anything about it. No, they be looking at us, making sure they be looking at every little piece. Everything. So you know what? That ain't a bad thing because then it makes us so good. That's putting money in your pocket.
That's true. You know? That's true. I want to get into this because before I came to YouTube, because YouTube is basically you're running your own business, even if people don't want to look at it like that's what it is. Really, what it is. It's a business. So it's really changed.
Let me say something about that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just say one real thing. If you're doing something and you only make $100 a month, that's a business. That's all you need to know. If you're making money from it, it's a business. Whether it's registered or not, that's another question. That's more on the technical side. But if you got a lemonade stand, that's a business. Proceed.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. It's forced me into, when I worked, I came home, worked, went to the gym. That was it. Now I see like, all right, now I'm looking for other people with more or less talent. Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking for talent. I'm looking for skills. I'm looking for collaboration. I'm looking to gain a competitive advantages. So what I've noticed is that because of that particular network, and when things happen like the pandemic, I found myself making more money during that pandemic than before because of all of those skills I had to force myself to do. And I noticed that almost all the people that helped me during that time, they were all black men for the most part. The majority of them were black men. And I noticed that a lot of us as brothers, we're not able to benefit off each other's talents. So we're so standoffish at that. But I want to kind of talk about that and relate it to, what you were talking about as far as when you support brothers who are doing well, that money can circulate and it can help empower you. And I've seen it even in my life. But a lot of brothers at work every day don't see that because they don't work for somebody black. They work for somebody that's some multinational corporation, Microsoft, whatever. But they're not working like we are working, in the diaspora community or black community. We're getting funded from them, whether indirectly or directly. But how do we tell the brothers who are out there in their everyday lives in the corporation what the benefit is, even if they're not in the business, of what it means to have that kind of local support? And I wanted to say this before I give you the floor. Mm-hmm. China's investing a lot in Africa, right? Mm-hmm. But reports came to show that the African diaspora spends more money in Africa than anybody, their own people. Yeah. So, and I think that was like $40 billion like 2 years ago, which is a lot of money, right? Yeah. So we don't even know what our potentials are. And let's kind of talk about that. How do we change the mindset to try to look at each other to try to economically benefit off our own talent to have things that empower us like the other groups do.
Well, one of the things is, let's use the example of other groups. Just point to them. I don't care who it is, whether it's Microsoft, the Chinese, they all got brotherhoods. They work with each other. Even if it seems like they fight with each other on the surface, they work with each other. They building each other up. They seeing how it works. See, just like, you know, within our little group, we'll support each other in different ways. Look at how this is built up. The Black Manosphere is, I don't care what anybody say about it, shoot, that's an economy right there. There's a lot of people making money off of the Black Manosphere, and I ain't just talking about just AdSense money. How many people are doing events now, selling products and everything? That's just a small scale. Imagine we do it on a larger scale. And especially you got a lot of brothers working in these corporate America and all of that. Shoot, they should be just sitting there learning. There's nothing wrong with them making that money. Sit there and learn. Learn every little thing, and then pay attention. Pay attention how things really roll. Pay attention how those networks are. Then you could do that same exact thing. We could build up something. See, there's no reason why we can't, like, okay, like the Black Manosphere. There's no reason. I'm not sure how much the economy is, but there's no reason they can't be $1 billion, $2 billion, 3.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many things from it. Like, for example, who's to say someone who starts off like maybe just doing videos doesn't start, you know, open up a shop, open up a store, bookstore, you know, do live streams from their bookstore, open up a cafe or something. We already got people starting to do events, conferences and stuff like that. You have people selling clothing, t-shirts, everything. There's so much there. And see, all we have to do is see, like, the men who work in corporate America, other places, if they just direct some money towards that growing Black economy, direct some money towards it. Then if they ever come a problem where they're working, they'll have a job in this Black economy, Black Manosphere. I mean, you got people doing technical stuff, IT work. And they might be you have somebody who might be working for one of these corporations doing IT work. But because they supported other brothers building something,
right?
You get tired of dealing with some bull. They can just say, well, I'll just get a job with this brother who was on O'Shea's show.
Right.
You know, serious. Hey, there's so much there, you know, or they might even start a business. Somebody could like still do videos and stuff, but then have a business outside of that. Maybe they doing, I don't know, mortgage loans or car repair, auto detailing. It doesn't matter which. Shoot, because YouTube anyway can serve as advertising.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a powerful advertising. Shout out to Maurice November, who is just one of, you know, just got a bid with me to do like some merchandise for me. So yeah, and SPK, I met him on the internet, and he came to Uganda with me and became my producer for my channel. So that was it. Yeah. So what you're talking about, there's examples of that. It can happen just like that.
And that's the whole thing. But see, we got to have the attitude that we can do it. See, we getting in our own way. The white man ain't stopping us. The white man probably saying, well, shoot, we want to get a cut too. But they ain't stopping. Let's just be real. Let's be real.
He's never gonna get a cut. He'll get some taxes. He'll get all kind of stuff.
But shoot, that white man come to you and say, look, I'll support your business. I'll do what I can to help you grow. It's going to help you make money. Just stay away from my daughter. They'd be like, okay. Seriously. Shoot. Some of them probably say, hey, come meet my daughter here. She's nice looking, ain't she?
Yeah. Someone said it. And
biggest color in this world is green, ultimately. Seriously. They don't have to be your best buddy. But my point is, with that, we can just build, but we got to support each other, you know, and reasonably, we got to support good businesses, and we got to punish those who are going to be dusty about it. We can't support them. If they show themselves to be dusty, we don't support them, and then we let other people know not to support them, because you want to roll with us, you're going to be righteous.
There you
And
go.
you do some trifling shit, we're gonna call you out. Now
Right.
you do good and stuff. Hey, we can kick something your way. Cause like when I go to like I was just at a natural hair show a couple weeks ago, and what I did, shoot, I was supporting some people, just getting some stuff. I was like, no, I'm gonna show you some love. Let me get this right. Let me get this. Now that I couldn't support it. I wish no, I will get to the point where I can buy something from everybody, single person there, even if I don't use it, because then I'll just give that away. You know? But you're also making connections and stuff. See, it's just about circulating. Because you can take if you take a group, say you take a group of 1,000 of us, right? And we just circulate that income. It comes more and more. And just bring in, have enough going on to bring it in, circulate it within, like circulate it like 30, 40, that dollar 30, 40 times is very possible. But to get to that point, we got to start trusting each other. Get to that
Right.
point where we have to want to support each other. Get to that point, we got to get good business. We cannot, the worst thing we can do is support some in some lousy shit just because they got the same skin complexion. Because let's be
Right.
every brother ain't your brother.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. Well, Rom, I know we got a part 2 coming up here. Why don't you go ahead and let everybody know about your channel, why they should subscribe to Rom Wills and all the channels you have, brother?
My whole thing is about building, especially men up, but I actually have a channel for ladies too. And that channel for the ladies, that's Rom Wills Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. That's for the women who want to deal with positive, progressive men. That's the channel for that. I'm trying to help them do what they need to do for that. But the rest, like my Deep Thought channel, that's just about thinking. Money matters. It's more about not even the technical aspect of making money, but it's more about the mindset and managing your money, because it's a mindset. Because it's so much money out here, it's scary.
Oh yeah.
It's scary. Because
And you can't get it all.
I had a lady friend. She was looking to see, asking me if I needed an assistant or something. I was like, man, I do a lot of stuff myself, but then my mind started churning. It's like, well, no, if I bring it in, we can do this. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about a whole new income stream. But it's the mindset. It's not the tech. The technical stuff is easy. You can sign up for business someplace. Register a business, register a trade name, all of that. Anybody can do that technical stuff, especially with AI. You got websites, you can do it without even talking to somebody. But you got to have a mindset. You have to give great service. You got to have a great product or service. You need to support others. Because one thing with every business too, just real quick, everything has other people that you can support. Like for my music, I got licenses to use the music I use on there. So I'm supporting young brothers, and no telling who they support, but that's how it works. That's how it works. So definitely check out all my channels. My main channel is about just becoming the best version of yourself.
All right, give Brother Rom a round of applause. Like I said, we call him Uncle Rom over here. He's always been really good information, really informative. Really good tips. Has really changed my perspective on how to do things. So guys, check him out. First comment pinned to the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. We out. Peace.